welcome to our heart opening class, our gentle flow. You've probably heard of the term heart openers in yoga, and it just refers to anything where we're opening the chest or coming into back bends. Heart opening in yoga affects not just the physical structure of the chest, but also the energetic and emotional levels that reside here too. So such as love, compassion, acceptance and gratitude, just to name a few. So in yoga, when we work on the physical level, it affects all layers of your being, so it's impossible to work on one layer and it not affecting another layer. In yoga, we largely focus on this, how the movements, postures and breath within our physical body affect our internal landscape, so shaping our thoughts, our emotions and our general state of being. So through postures that extend, expand, lift and add more mobility and space to the chest, it really encourages better posture. So that's what this class is also about, making you feel like you're standing up a little bit taller and straighter. Most of the day, the majority of us are doing some form of movement that is sort of closing off the chest area, whether we're driving or at a desk or working. Is generally some sort of movement like this. Even when we're sleeping, we're sort of curled up. So this is a real counterpose to life and just opening out that area. And when we are working with this area, it's really good to remember that we may feel a release of emotions, and that might be, sadness, but it might be real joy. There might be just a rush of emotions. It's just good to remember to feel those feelings, and that is just a part of yoga and the healing aspect of yoga. So in today's class, we'll need 2 blocks and a strap. So if you haven't got a strap, a belt or a scarf or something like that will do. If you have got blocks, that's great. If not, maybe you could just use a pillow or even like DVD sets or something like that. We just need something to sort of build up so we can sit the chest up when we're lying down. So we're going to do that for a moment now. So I want you to grab whatever you've got. So if you've got blocks, sit them like that. And if not, you could even use like a blanket like this, rolled up, and have that under your chest, just so you've got that gentle lift. And I'll use that actually, just on its own. So we're just going to come down and have that blanket or block sort of up between the shoulder blades. And we're just going to lie back, just let the knees fall outwards. If you want, you can have the legs straight, whatever suits really. And just feeling the breath moving in and out of the chest. Expanding, this is the breath in. And condensing, this is the breath out. To bring the knees back together, wedge the elbows in and pick yourself up. And we're going to come and sit on the heels. If you're not comfortable sitting on the heels, you feel free just to sit up on the knees like that if that takes the pressure off. Grab your strap or scarf, and I want you to take it nice and wide, wider than the shoulders. And we're just going to do a few breaths here as we inhale here, exhale. And bring the strap forward, so keeping it nice and taut. Inhale up. Exhale back. I need to tap my hands out a little further. I haven't quite got the space in my shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Stay there. I'm going to exhale, take the left hand down and open out through the right side of the body. Inhale up and exhale down to the other side. coming back up. And release back down. Take the strap off to the side. And come around into table position, onto the hands and knees. As we move through a few cat-cows, so this really does work into the chest as we inhale. We feel like you're moving that chest forward, like heart center forward. Exhale, round the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As we come back to neutral spine, I want you to come up onto the knees. We're just going to do a gentle camel pose here, chest opener, just with the hands on the lower back. So as we inhale, lengthen through the front of the body, keep the hips over the knees, and just open that chest. Just check in, you're not sort of putting any undue pressure on your neck. You might want to bring the chin towards the chest a little more, but just keep that chest opening. Just working with what feels good for you. We're going to release and come into extended child's pose. So take the knees wide, big toes together. Lengthen out. And let's come back up through to a long table. So hands slightly in front, or wrist in front of the shoulders. Toes tucked, let's come back, sit bones back to heels. Hold it there for a moment. Let's come forward, shoulders over wrists, and just drop the hips down a little, just so the body sort of comes nice and even. We're not dropping the hips down at all. And come back. Inhale up. Exhale. And back. This time let's push up to downward dog. Up onto the toes, drop the knees down, sit bones back. We'll come forward, shoulders past the wrists and just holding. I'm going to come back and lift back up to downward dog again and hold it there, nice bend in the legs. And let's walk the hands back towards the feet and hold it there. Inhale all the way up. And exhale back to Tadasana. Just bring the hands to the hips. We're just going to do a few forward rolls here. So just standing about the center of your mat. And I want you to inhale, open the chest. Bend the legs and fold forward. Inhale up as you round the back. Exhale, chest forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up to hold. And move to the front of your mat. Breathing in. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, half lift. And release down. We'll step the right leg back and drop the knee. And just coming up. Make sure the knee stays stacked over the ankle. Hands come back behind the body. As we breathe in, we open that chest and draw the shoulders down and back. So don't go too long into your lunge. Just keep that nice and contained. But focus on the chest, really shooting that heart center forward. Just check the integrity of your neck. Release hands to the floor. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, just straighten through that front leg. Come forward as we come back to plank position. And we lower all the way to the floor. Lengthen out through the body, bring the hands back beside the body as we inhale, raise the chest, raise the legs and hold. Okay, once again, feel the shoulders back, feel the chest nice and open. Feel the breath and the prana coming into that chest area. We're going to release down and push ourselves back to wide-legged child's pose. And make your way back to downward dog. Let's raise the right leg up for downward dog. You can either step all the way through or drop to the knees and step forward gently like that. Inhale up and exhale down. Half lift and release. Left leg back, drop that knee and bring the hands behind the body. Breathe in and exhale, open the chest, drop the shoulders down. Let your focus be at the heart center and just noticing the breath moving in that area. Release, breathe in and breathe out, straighten through that front leg. And release. Let's step back into table position. So you're going to come into what do we call it? Side plank, half side plank. So extend, get the hand, knee and foot all in alignment. And reach up like this. Make sure your wrist's in front of your shoulder. And if you want, raise the upper leg. And hold. You're okay to be here too. If you want a challenge, you can come into that sugar cane variation. And release. And let's come back. And we'll do the other side. Spin the other foot around. You've got the hand, knee and foot all in alignment. Shoulder, wrist in front of shoulder, fingers spread. Make sure that upper foot's nice and flexed and hold. If you want, grab the ankle and open out, some nice chest opener too. And release. And well, let's come back. Good work. So let's lengthen our table a bit. And we'll come all the way down. Take your hands out, fingertips on the floor. We're going to do 3 cobble rolls. I just want you coming up as high as it suits you. So as we inhale, the chin comes to the chest. We raise up just to where it works or it feels good for you. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands in and make your way back. Just hold the sit bones back to the heels for a moment. And come up into downward dog. Raise the left leg. Either drop the knees to the floor, step all the way forward. Right leg. Inhale up. And let's come back, hands to hips. Take a step, nice wide step. And I want your feet out at like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Hands on your hips as we come down into a squat. So just holding it here. So this is going to be a bit of a variation using a Tai Chi technique. I'm just going to turn that heater off, hang on. So I want you to start here. Then we're going to straighten the legs, bring the forearms together and raise them up. And as we come back down, I want you to bring your left hand in front. So we're going to make this sort of index finger and thumb out. And we're going to, this way. So mirror me. So I'm like drawing this bow. I'm going to do this a few times. Let's inhale up. And this time the right hand comes in front. Inhale. Left hand in front. Inhale. Right hand in front. Inhale. Hands back to the hips as we turn back into our lunge. And bring the hands back to the floor. So we can step back into plank position. We can move through our flow, whichever way suits you. Drop the knees. You might want to do chaturanga up dog. Or drop the knees in a low cobra like me. Doesn't really matter. Let's move back to wide-legged child's pose. And we're coming back up to table position. So you might need your blocks here. We are going to give half moon a try if you want that as an option. You certainly don't have to. You can just stay in easy side angle. But let's get our blocks there ready if you want them. And coming up to downward dog. Raising the right leg. Stepping forward, whichever way suits you. And coming up into a high lunge. So you know if you do find that difficult, you can shorten your stand, you can turn your back foot out, whatever works for you. I'm going to come into eagle arms. Bring the arms down. Fingers are nice and spread. And you feel that chest opening and the shoulder blades drawing slightly together behind you. As we come into warrior two. And flip that palm as we come back into reverse. And with that upper arm, we're going to bend the arm, grab hold of the elbow, and just feel that stretch through the side body. Release as we come through to easy side angle. You can either stay there, even release your hand to your hip, move with me into half moon if you wish. If you are moving into half moon, I just want you to feel like those shoulder blades are moving to be on that invisible wall behind you. Really allowing that nice open chest. Hand back to hip and let's step back to warrior two. And let's come down, right hand, left hand. I'm going to come back to plank position. Lower down. Slide through the Sphinx. Elbows up underneath the shoulders. And really feel like you're reaching that chest forward. And elbows out. We're moving back to downward dog. Sit bones back to heels, lifting up. Left leg, raise it up. Step all the way forward. High lunge. Goddess arms. Warrior two. Reverse. Let's bend that upper arm, grab the elbow, find that extra stretch through the side body. Release back. Easy side angle. Either preparing just to stay there or preparing your block in readiness for half moon. Hand to hip, look down to your block, step forward. Get those shoulder blades back. Hand to hip, and let's step back out of that pose. Back to warrior two. Good. Bring your hands back to your hips and straighten that front leg. I'm going to turn around to face you. And we're just going to heel toe back in. So, we're just going to come into tree pose using goddess arms. Hands to hips. We're going to shift our weight to the left. Raising the right leg up. Nice steady drishti. Hands into prayer to start. As you find those goddess arms, just feel the chest opening, yet the shoulders relaxed. Hands to hips, raise the leg up, breathe in. And exhale down. Ready for the other side. And shifting over and raise that left leg. Hands to hips, raise the leg up, breathe in, and exhale back down. Okay, let's move back up to the front of our mat and make our way down to the floor. Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. Half lift. And release. We're just going to step back into table position. So right leg back, left leg back. We're back into table. And let's come up onto the knees. I'm going to come into full camel pose now. So for most of you, you'll just stay in the variation with the hands on the lower back, keeping the hips stacked over the knees and just opening like this and just feeling that chest opening like we did at the start of class. Some of you might be able to come back. If you haven't done it on your own before, just be really careful and understand it is a strong back bend. So I'd probably suggest that most of you just stay in the variation. So let's inhale, lengthen through the front of the body. And either just hold it here, or if you want to come into the full version, feel free. Hands to look back, and let's come back through to child's pose. Raise the head, let's cross the ankles and come back. Or knees to one side, whatever suits. Just coming to a nice easy forward bend, walking forward a little. Inhale up. And exhale, just lowering to where it suits you. Hands can rest on the shins or over the toes, whatever suits. With each breath, we want to feel like we're finding some length through the spine. And exhale, soften. Don't worry so much about how low you're getting in the pose. Worry about your length as you breathe in. And the possibility of softening as you breathe out. Two more breaths. And release. So zip the legs up together. Bring the hands behind the body to the outside of the hips, so underneath the shoulders. I'm just going to inhale and open the chest here. So this is a gentle version of inclined plane. If you feel a little stronger through the wrists and the upper body, you feel free to lift up. release back down. Well done. Okay, so I want you to have your blocks or your blanket ready. I'm just going to come down to the floor first to do a little back releasing. So let's slowly lower down to the floor. And draw the knees up and just give the back a little rock from side to side. Coming to happy baby, grab the outside of the feet. Release. Okay, so if you've got blocks, we're going to set them up now, or your blanket, just like we did at the start of class again. So you are using blocks. Make sure when you lie down that this block is placed between the shoulder blades. If you're comfortable with the soles of the feet together and the knees falling out, you come into that pose. And just feel the expansion of the chest as you breathe in, and the condensing as you breathe out. And just settling into this pose for a couple of minutes. If you do get uncomfortable, feel free to move. So let's just close the eyes and mouth, just allowing the body to soften as I guide you downstream as if you were lying on a raft. Just for now, letting go of thinking mind, letting go of physical body, letting the mind rest in the heart as though it's resting in a hammock. Letting go of time. Just releasing and softening your body into this pose. Knowing that this is a healing posture where you can completely rest. Encourage that openness through your heart center, allowing more room for the heart and lungs. Just notice the breath moving in the chest center. This is the breath in. This is the breath out. And maintaining this mindful awareness, I want you to take a moment to reflect on gratitude. And I want you to bring to mind someone or something that you're truly grateful for. Bring them or it to your mind's eye, holding it there. I want you to bring a slight smile to the face. And as you hold this in your mind's eye, I want you to give sincere thanks for being in your life. As you release that image, coming back to focus on the chest area. Inhale, feel the chest expand. Exhale, feel the chest condense. I want you now to draw the knees back towards each other. And you can either roll onto your side or wedge yourself up with your elbows and make your way up to a sitting position, however you're comfortable. Just bring the hands to rest on the knees as we just release through the back a little more as we breathe in, lengthen through the spine. And as we breathe out, round through the back, chin to chest. Hold it there. Just 2 more breaths like that. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Coming back up to center. Feeling free to join us for the mantra oms or just to listen in. Hands in prayer, thumbs at heart center. Let's breathe in. Thumbs to the eyebrow center and repeat after me. Namaste. Thanks everybody, and hope to see you next week.